Higher on Dividends here, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up for the Defiance ETFs, QQQY, JEPY, and IWMY. So, as mentioned previously, these videos are no longer going to be done on a daily basis due to lack of time that I can afford to be on YouTube and doing content on a daily basis. So it was easier for me to just, basically I take a picture of the daily trades, and then on, every Saturday or Sunday, whatever, I'll take that information, plug it into my spreadsheet, and then run the numbers and share it with you every Sunday morning. So that's my plan going forward. So I hope you guys do enjoy. All right, so we're covering the whole week. So obviously Monday was January 8th. So this is QQQY, which, the underlying, it sells puts on the underlying index, which is the NASDAQ. So if we look at Monday, QQQY, what did they do? They sold for a strike price of $16,340, and the index closed well above that. So if you look in red, the key items here, just so you guys know, especially for newer subscribers, column E, open price. This is how much of a credit we got for selling the put. And column F is the debit, which is how much we paid to close the position. So if it's a zero, then we got 100% profit. And that happens when we either hit the strike or go above the strike. So in this case, we went above the strike. However, I do have missed out gains, and we did miss out on potential of 1.9%. But again, when they sell these puts, they sell them in the money, which is, that's risky. But if they don't want to go too far in the money, but if they did on this one, they probably would have made a little more. So, for their troubles on the Monday position, they made over $1 million, right? $1.4 million. So the running total, though, is at a debit, and that put it at $4.9 million. Going to Tuesday, they sold puts with a strike price of $16,680. Index closed at $16,678. That is under the strike. However, if you look at the break even, it's above the break even. The break even is $16,616 or $617 or $618. So that would mean they'd have to pay something to close it. So if you look at column F, they paid $1.30, which is nearly nothing compared to the credit they got. So scrolling to the right to see how much they made a really good profit. They made about $980,000 in profit. But that did shrink the debit. The debit went down to $3.9 million. So that's pretty good. Moving on to Wednesday. Again, similar, I didn't mention the number of contracts, but they're pretty much around like 160, 162 every day. So, okay. So, all right, Wednesday, what did they do? They sold a put for a strike of $16,720. By the way, if you want to see how much in the money, that's column J. This was 0.25% in the money. And the index closed at $16,793. That is above the strike. So we should have a zero under close price, which we do. So that is 100% profit for Wednesday. And that's over $1 million. So really good, about $1,007,000, something like that. Amazing. So let's go to Thursday. Thursday's expiration, again, 162 contracts. They used a strike of $16,820. Index closed at nearly, it was a picture perfect day, $16,820.90. That is exactly what you want to see, because look at the missed out gains, essentially nothing, 0.01%. So what did we pay to close it? It doesn't even come up. It was a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. So actually, no, I'm sorry. It was zero because it went above the strike. So that's 100% profit, which if you look, it's about 1.3 million. Amazing. And now our debit went down to 1.4. Now going to Friday's expiration. Again, two more contracts, 164 contracts. strike price 16,850. Index closed at 16,832. That's under the strike. Okay, what is the break even? Break even 16,786. Okay, that's above the break even. So we made money still. So if you look at the close price, we had to pay 1708, which is okay because we got a profit. So if you look, profit loss, we made about 700,000 or so in profit, which puts us at a $695,000 debit. Now, I'll just go through one more day because on Friday they sell puts going into the following week. Usually it's Monday, but Monday the market's closed, so this is for Tuesday the 16th. Same thing, 164 contracts, strike price 16,880, 0.28% in the money. So compare that to the other days, a little more aggressive, okay? And guess what? If Tuesday is a 100% profit, we're going to have a credit. Finally, we're going to have a running total being a credit, which means guess what? They're going to be able to afford to pay us something. Hallelujah. Okay, so in summary, let's look at the week. Again, let's go back. Week 1, we got a credit of $365,000. Week 2, we took a bath, a blood bath, debit of $6.4 million. Week 3, we got a credit of $5.4 million. Okay, that's okay. And outstanding shares, where do we stand? 15.7 million. Just talked about income. I'm not going to go through that. Okay, yeah, I'll cover extrinsic income on this page. So now on this page, on the payments page, especially for the newer, people watching, we have intrinsic income. This represents how much they went in the money, how much premium they got for going into the money. Extrinsic income is the difference between the premium they got in total minus the intrinsic income. So if you take the two and then you deduct any losses, which there's a lot this month, 13.7 million. Again, this includes Tuesday's expiration. We're at a $595,000 credit. So, thankfully, it was very bad last week. We have 15.7 million shares, 700,000 shares, 15,700,000. Total income, we're looking at 4 cents per share. That's using all income, which includes, taking intrinsic and losses into consideration. However, if we think they're going to pay us only the extrinsic, then we're looking at 44 cents. That's a recent change I made just to see, because I always added the 90%, but honestly, who cares? Let's just do everything at 100%. We'll see what the numbers look like. So we'll do going forward total income, what it looks like at 100%, and then extrinsic income, what it looks like at 100%. Obviously, actual distribution will be filled in when we get paid, but again, as we stand, we're about almost midway through the month. We're going to get 4 cents if they use all income, or we're going to get 44 cents if they use extrinsic income, and that's for QQQY. But overall, a really good week, so we should be happy about that. All right, let's talk about JEPY. All right, again, Monday the 8th, they had contracts expiring. How many contracts? About 224 looks like, and 47.05 strike, 0.17% in the money. The index closed above the strike, 4,763. So that's really good. And unfortunately, we missed out on 1.24% because that's how much it went above the strike. But if you look, it's 100% profit. So the close price was 0. And if we go to the profit loss column, column T, we got well over 300,000. And just like QQQY, we're in a debit. So that took us down to about 580,000. So now if we go to Tuesday's expiration, we got about 221 contracts with a 4,770 strike, 0.14% in the money. That had a strike of 4,770, and the index closed at 4,756, which was just above the break even. I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Wow. Let's see what the close price was. Okay, we made something. So if you look here, the profit loss, we made about $13,000. Hey, better than losing. So that put the debit to 566,000. That's okay. Let's move on. January 10th, which was Wednesday, what happened? They sold 222 contracts, 4,765 strike, and the index closed above that, which means, guess what? 100% profit. Missed out gains, 0.39%, but that's okay. How much profit did we make for Wednesday? Over 300,000. So that put us at a $227,000 debit. So we're making headway here. How about Thursday? How'd we do? Again, we got about 121 contracts with a strike price of 4,790. They went 0.14% on the money, played it a little safer, and the index closed at 4,780. Okay, that's below the strike, but if you look, it's above the break even of 4,772. So that's good. So we basically lost half of what we got when we opened those positions. So our profit, ending profit, was about 180,000, which put us down to a $46,000 debit. We're nearly getting in the money here. All right, so Friday had an expiration, 222 contracts, 4,790, 0.2% in the money. Very aggressive for them. What were they thinking? Let's see. 4,007. Strike 47.90. Index close price 47.83. Wow, not bad. So break even was 47.75. So they went above the break even, but below the strike. So they had to pay something to close it. That's okay. That means we got a profit overall. And we got about 210,000 profit. So guess what? That put us at a credit position ending the week, which is awesome, of 173,000. Now let's talk about the put that they sold going into Tuesday, right? Looks like they got 224 contracts now, and they're going to sell the strike, same strike actually, 0.13% of the money this time. And how much profit could they make if it's 100% profit? A lot, 347,000, which would put them at a $520,000 credit. So JEPY, good job. Now let's look at the weeks. All right, week 1, JEPY wasn't a credit. They made money, 148,000. Week 2, they got clobbered like the rest of them. They lost $1 million. Week 3, they won $1.1 million. Not won, but they made $1.1 million. Also, I didn't cover the price of QQQY. I probably should have. Last week, the price of JEPY ended at $17.85, and now it's at $18.02. Okay. Slowly but surely. Again, as we make money, that's going to go up. Total shares, outstanding shares, they have 5.9 million. Total income we'll cover on the next page. Average daily premium, a penny. So they're not, it's hard to talk about that because they're just making money now. All right, so I went over how this spreadsheet works. Basically what we want to happen, we want the intrinsic income to be above the losses so that when they pay, or if they pay, extrinsic income, our NAV does not get affected, okay? That's something we should always look for. Right now, our losses are greater than intrinsic income. So in my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel, I would not want them to pay out the full extrinsic income. I'd rather they just pay out based on all income. So if you look at all income, they made $520,000 so far. So if you share that with $5.9 million people, then we're going to get 9 cents per share. Yes, it's very early in the month. It's almost, we're almost halfway, but still early. So there's time to make more money. If they did pay us the extrinsic, though, we're looking at 33 cents already. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. And since I didn't cover, let me just mention the QQQY price change from last week to this week. So last week it ended at 1724, and this week it closed at 1760. Again, these are small jumps, but it was they took a beating. They're crawling their way back. IWMY is not going to be able to say the same thing though, and let's talk about that. All right, Monday, January 8th, they had a lot of contracts. I don't know. I don't want to do math in my head every time, but it's what, 528, 1,960 strike price, 0.45%. They're always more in the money. They're more aggressive with this one. So 1,960 strike, and if you look, the index closed above that. So guess what? 100% profit. However, missed out gains 1.48%, which sucks, but whatever. Okay, we can live. What was our profit? We're looking at 7 million, 700. Oh my God, I can't talk anymore. 700,000, which put the debit now at 3.3 million. Okay. Now, they sell, IWMY sells puts on the Russell 2000 index, which is RUT, you see at the top left. And their contracts go out 2 days. They don't have the daily available. But what I'm noticing, and you'll see as we go through this, is, they're selling puts going out 2 days, but they're closing it after 1 day. So if you look, they sold a put for, 2 days out, January 10th. 500 and whatever contracts, 522, with a strike price of, where's the strike? Oh, 1,995. Okay. Index, well, I can't cover index close because that index close is a formula that does, the 110 close. So if you look here, big formula. So what did I plug in? I manually plugged in the close price because they actually put the close price on the intraday trades. So I put 30.50 for both of these, which is what they paid. So if you look, and honestly, why did they do this? I have no idea. They closed it out early and lost money. So I don't know if their plan is to close all the 2 days out early, whether they lose money or not, but why wouldn't they just let this go in case they didn't lose money the following day? I don't know. Good question. Let me know what you guys think about that. So they closed it out early. They lost money. How much did they lose? A lot of money. 880,000, $4.1 million debit. I have a little note, closed early. I should probably put it down below too, because they have it anywhere I have gray is a close early. I put that note in case I forgot, but obviously I didn't. I just went through these. All right, so now when they closed the January 10th early on the 9th, they sold new puts for the 10th. Now, again, that's, this is 492 contracts, less than before, so maybe, outstanding shares went down. They did that with a strike of 1,975. That's 0.24% in the money. The index closed at 1970, just below the strike, which is good, and it's above the break-even of 1963. So they paid 474 overall. However, for the 110, we're still down, but at least we got some profit here. We got about 300 or so thousand. 350,000 it looks like. So that pushed the debit to 3.7 million. Okay, we're getting there. Not really, but we are. And then another, 2-day put. They sold a 2-day put. Expired January 12th, which was Friday. 497 contracts with a 1,980 strike. Again, I can't cover the index close because that's going to pull the prior, but I can tell you that they closed it early and they paid $23.77 to close it early. At least this is below the credit that they got, but just barely. So if you see the profit, 0 on the first one and then 3,100 on the second. So that barely moved the needle, and our running total still sitting at 3.7 million. Okay. So they closed that position. They opened a new one into Friday. What are we looking at? Back above 300, 500 contracts, 501. With now they have a strike of 1960, 0.46% in the money, and Friday closed at 1950, just above the break even. So we made money, but barely. I mean, at this point in time, barely's not good enough. We made $100,000. That put us at a 3.6 million debit, which it really didn't do much. All right, so let's use the Tuesday put. They still put, going to Tuesday, back under 500, 496 contracts. And where's the strike? Oh my God, I didn't put the strike. Sorry about that. I'll add it later. Can't go back. I don't know where the file is. I don't want to do it mid-video. I'll have to pull up too much stuff. But either way, it doesn't matter. We got about, 780,000 or so credit, which put us down to 2.8 million debit. So IWMY, halfway through the month is in a debit. So I don't know what's going to happen. We may not get paid on IWMY, but I'll talk about the numbers in a second. First week was a debit, which should be red, of 1.1 million. Second week was a big debit of 2.9 million. Third week was barely a credit of 112,000. That's not going to cut the mustard here, guys. We're not here for losses, but it was a tough first 2 weeks this month. All right, outstanding shares. IWMY has 5,075,000 outstanding shares. I'll talk about the income in a second. So before I get to the payment detail, let's look at the price information. IWMY closed last Friday at 1935, and then this Friday at 1939. So yikes. Not the week we were looking for from IWMY. So, all right, this just shows you, I know a lot of people think, all right, just buy IWMY, not the others. That one pays the most yield. Well, look what happened. They don't, small cap stocks sometimes aren't doing as good, as S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. So that's why, to me, I'm comfortable owning all three. Some pick up slack for the others. And right now, IWMY be slacking. All right, so what are we looking at? Intrinsic income, 4.2 million. Extrinsic, 4.1. But the losses are awful, 11.3. Net income is a debit, so no income essentially. In fact, we owe them money. Outstanding shares, we talked about, 5 million. So total income per share, again, we owe them 57 cents. So we're essentially at a loss. If they pay us extrinsic income, though, that's 83 cents. To me, and that's a no-no, especially when we're losing this much money. That's really how you can destroy your NAV. So again, it's early in the month. We'll see how the month closes out and what they do. I'm curious to see. I don't think they ever had losses for a whole month. I don't think they ever ended a month in losses. But if they do, I'm wondering how they're going to react to that. So yeah, that's the summary for Defiance ETFs for the week. I hope you guys like this format. If I went too fast, let me know. If I went too slow, let me know. If there's something you saw in the spreadsheet I should have covered, but I didn't, let me know. Because now that I'm doing a week at once, I may be skipping things, which, I apologize if I am. But it's just, I'm trying to get this out in a reasonable time frame, because some people say I go too fast. Some people say I go too slow. So I'm trying to get there right in the happy medium where people can watch this and enjoy it. But anyway, if you did enjoy this, please click the like button. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And also in the comments, if you can, just let me know how you feel about IWMY. Are you pissed off? And how about the other two? At least the other two are in credits now, so we may get paid something. But also, last question to you guys. Do you want to get paid extrinsic income no matter what? Or do you want to get paid extrinsic income only if all income is equal to or greater than extrinsic income. I don't know if that made sense to you, but let me know what you think. All right. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right. Talk to you later.